Okay, welcome to Biswaria IT training. This is our first lab. In this demo, I will be launching our first EC2 instance using Window AMI. So for that, I have to have account with AWS. That's the first thing. So for example, here is sign in to the console. So in order to sign in the console, I must have account with AWS. So since I have account, तो मैं इसको launch कर रहा हूँ. So next thing, I will go to services tab. Under the compute, I will select EC2, and then I will go on the left hand side. Just want to show you के instance types. If you click on this, I have already shown you in the class कि ये किस तरह से instance type has been classified into the different family class. So ये family class हैं, उसके बाद हर family के मतलब architecture और उसके अंदर कितने CPU हैं, कितनी मेमोरी, ऐसे और all information is given in this table. और इस टेबल में ये भी बताया गया है कि उसका नेटवर्क परफॉर्मेंस कितनी होगी, स्टोरेज टाइप क्या होगा, SSD होगा, मैग्नेटिक डिस्क होगी या ESP होगा. इसके अलावा अगर आप go back to instance, इसके अंदर ये है कि when I go to launch the instance, so I have to click on this one, launch instance. When I get here, तो यहाँ पे left side पे मेरे पास कुछ options हैं. There's a 4-way. They actually Amazon is giving out their Amazon machine images. So एक तो आप Amazon has provided a free image machine images on the in the quick start. So this is the list of all the images, machine images. You can select any, or you can use a Linux. In Linux, further there are so many flavors in Linux. You have a Red Hat, you have SUSE Linux, you have Ubuntu. इसी तरह Windows Server है. So there are so many images are out there. दूसरा, there's a place called AWS Marketplace. You can go there. और यहाँ पे भी आप this is just like a Google Store. आप जहाँ पे जाके आप instance buy कर सकते हैं, but you have to pay for these instances. So all the instances available in the AWS market, these are the third party जो कोई developers हैं वो अपने बना के अपने machine images वो यहाँ पे post कर देते हैं, या just like you download the apps from Google Store. So same concept is here. उसके बाद कुछ community हैं, for example Linux community है, they have designed their AMIs, their machine images. Window community है, Ubuntu community है, so they have some images available. उसके अलावा if you have your system is like a 32-bit or 64-bit, so you can filter the images on the basis of architecture. इसके अलावा the third is the root device type. जब आप इंस्टेंस लॉन्च करते हो तो बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट इसके साथ कोई ना कोई हार्ड डिस्क अवेलेबल होती है. तो वो दो किस्म की होती है, एक होती है इंस्टेंस स्टोर और दूसरी आती है EBS. सो राइट नाउ यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट दिस, क्योंकि ये इसके ऊपर एक कंप्लीट लेक्चर है. तो वी विल लर्न व्हाट्स द डिफरेंस बिटवीन EBS एंड इंस्टेंस स्टोर. सो आई जस्ट वांट टू शो यू कि इमेजेस जो हैं कि वो कहाँ कहाँ पे अवेलेबल हैं. So let's go back to the quick start और यहाँ पे हम launch करेंगे अपना window instance. So I'm going to select this one because it's free, so I can select this one for this demo. And this automatically selected for me. It's a general purpose T2 micro. It has one CPU. It has a memory of 1 gigabyte. And this is instance store is like EBS only. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click here next, configure instance detail. instance detail on this, we will select how many instance we want to launch. I can launch 10 instance at a time. I can launch 20 instance at a time. So it's up to me how many instance I need. It will depend upon the requirements. दूसरा ये है launch into auto scale group. I'm not going to do anything about this at this moment. इसके ऊपर एक complete lecture है, and then once we are done with that lecture we can come back and do this. Purchasing option, this is like a bidding. जैसे कि कोई auction हो रही होती है तो आप जाके वहाँ पे bidding करते हो. This is auction actually. How? See, right now at this moment this availability zone के अंदर अगर मैं ये instance launch करता हूँ तो this one is going to cost me that much. लेकिन मैं अपनी प्राइस यहाँ पे दे सकता हूँ. मैं कह सकता हूँ मुझे ये 0.005 इस प्राइस पे चाहिए. तो दिस इज़ द मैक्सिमम आई कैन पे. तो फिर क्या होगा कि जब ये प्राइस नीचे जाएगी 81 से 50 पर पहुँचेगी, एट दैट टाइम माई इंस्टेंस विल बी लॉन्च ऑटोमेटिकली. बिफोर दैट अगर ये प्राइस हायर रहती है तो आई विल नॉट गेट द इंस्टेंस. दिस इज़ व्हाट दैट्स मीन. सो इसके ऊपर भी एक कंप्लीट लेक्चर है. वो है EC2 प्राइसिंग मॉडल. वी विल लुक इनटू दैट लेटर ऑन. राइट नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू अनसेलेक्ट इट. नेटवर्क के लिए every instance has to be launched in VPC and the subnet. So these two things we will have a complete lecture on this. So I'm just gonna leave it like up to the AWS. So if I leave like this by default, then AWS will choose the VPC for me and it's going to choose the availability zone for me. But again, I can select, for example, I can select myself as well. So let's see, I'm going to want to launch into this one. So if I select this, so this instance will be launched in US East 1A. But if I leave like this, if I leave to defaults, then it's up to the system which availability zone is going to assign. So I just going to leave like this. Auto assign public IP address. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about right now because we had a lecture on this. So this is enabled by default. If I don't want public IP address, I can go and disable it. But इस exercise के लिए I am going to leave the default one enabled. So placement group, I'm gonna leave this at this moment. That means if you have like 5 or 6 server, you can create a group of those server, and those 5 server are actually running the same application. So right now I'm gonna leave it. So IAM role, we have a complete lecture on it. It's called Identity Access Management Role. So we will learn about this later on. Then here I have one thing, enable termination protection. इसका मतलब है कि अगर कोई accidentally they go into the system and try to terminate my system, he won't be able to terminate, and I will show you how. So for this demo I'm going to select it. The rest of the thing is the same. Here अगर मैं अपनी इस विंडो सर्वर को अपना वेब सर्वर बनाना चाहता हूँ तो इसके लिए मुझे इसके ऊपर वेब एप्लीकेशन इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगी. सो आई कैन राइट अ स्क्रिप्ट हियर, एक छोटा सा स्क्रिप्ट या प्रोग्राम. व्हेन आई launch this script, when I launch this web instance, so it's going to install the web application automatically. So I'm gonna leave at this moment, but आगे चल के हम एक्सरसाइज करेंगे जिसके अंदर हम वेब एप्लीकेशन पर इंस्टॉल करेंगे और फिर देखेंगे how when we launch the instance, how it's automatically going to install the web server. So I'm going to click next. So here, so as I say, every instance comes with a hard drive. So this is the detail of the hard drive. he's saying it's 30 gigabyte of hard drive. And in virtual computing, we call the hard drive, या कि जो भी storage device होती है उसको हम कहते हैं volume, right? So right now the system, this machine image already selected the general purpose hard drive for this instance. So but I have option, I can change it. I can say I want a magnetic one, or I want a general purpose, I want this provision IOPS. So we will learn about this, what this IOPS is in when we come to the storage part. Here I'm going to click on next. Here you can give the more information about this instance. So for example मैं कहता हूँ कि इस इंस्टेंस का नाम क्या है, इसका नाम है विंडो सर्वर 1. This is the name I am just giving. दूसरा मैं कहता हूँ कि ये किस डिपार्टमेंट के लिए मैं इसको लॉन्च कर रहा हूँ. Think about you are working for a company and किसी department like HR department have their system and they need an instance, so you're launching this instance for HR department. Or for the another information I can provide here is who is launching it, like I say employee, so I'm giving my name here, like I say Naeem. So these are extra detail or extra information about this instance. So next thing is security group. So here is the security group. I am going to allow, here you can actually add the rule. The rule actually the things you tell the system which traffic is allowed on this machine. So I'm going to add one called HTTP, and I'm going to allow HTTP. I'm going to allow web traffic to this server. So for that we need a port 80. So when I select HTTP, it automatically going to select the port 80. I don't need to define it. So these things, see 0.0.0.0.0, the first one, and this is different. This is 0.0.0.0.0/0, and then they have a 2 colon and a /0. So this is telling that from IPv4 and IPv6, any traffic coming through port 80 from any IP class, it can be ये IP4 भी हो सकता है, IP6, both IPs classes are allowed to come to this server through port 80. So I'm going to review. So these are the detail what we have selected so far. हमने इसमें क्या configuration की है, कौन सी setting की है, उसकी तमाम डिटेल है. इंस्टेंस डिटेल को क्लिक करेंगे तो ये सारी डिटेल आ जाएगी कि ये नेटवर्क VPC का आईडी क्या है, अवेलेबिलिटी जोन है इसमें कौन सा, एंड स्टोरेज लेट्स सी. सो वी हैव दिस 30 gigabyte of drive, right? So tags, remember we selected the tabs. So these are the tags: name and department and employee. So everything is here what we have selected so far. So everything looks good. So let's go and launch it. So when I launch the instance, it will ask me for the public key. This is the place actually where we're going to create the public and private key. तो कैसे करना है कि either I have if I have already private key, I can use that. So they say choose an existing key pair. So when say key pair, there are two kind of keys. One is called public key and other is called private key. When I'm going to create the key, the public key will be installed on this instance on this machine, and the private key will be downloaded on my machine. ये जो मैं इस वक्त अपना डेस्कटॉप यूज़ कर रहा हूँ उसके ऊपर वो डाउनलोड करेगा. So let's do it so you can watch. So I'll say no, create a new key pair. When I select this, so I have to provide the key pair name for my convenience. Let's see, I say Naeem key. N slash key 2. I think I have a key 1. So I'm giving this name N key 2. So when I have given the name, the next thing I have to do, download the key pair. So remember, these key are the combination. You cannot access to this machine without having a private key. So private key will be downloaded on my machine, which I'm using right now, and the public key will be stored on the machine I'm launching. So let's click here. So see, it's downloaded the key right here on the left hand side. So I'm going to open to show you what this, how this key looks like. See, these are like encryption key. Nobody can understand what it is. So I'm going to close it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to launch the instance. This page, I'll go to view instance. So this Windows server is being launched. Its status is pending and it's initializing. So it will take a while, like a couple of minutes. So if I go here, I can see the information about this machine. So this machine already got the public IP address right here. On the left hand you see the private IP address. So this is the instance type. Instance stat is running, so but it's still initializing. And then what else we should notice here? So on the right hand side we have, okay, availability is on. So remember, we did not select any availability is on. The system itself selected East 1C for this instance to launch. So this is our security group. If I click on it, so we can see inbound. So these are the rules we have defined. We defined HTTP 80, HTTP for the IP6. So this is for IP6. It's ::/0. That means we are allowing traffic from IP6. This means I'm allowing traffic from IP4. RDP, remote desktop protocol. So this is protocol we use to log into the Windows server. So go back to instance. So it's still initializing. Here you can also see the rules just by clicking here. See, it's showing the inbound rules. Inbound rules are 80, and the outbound all the traffic can leave this instance. So this is the name of the key pair. I selected when I created the private key. This is the name of the private key. So termination protection is true. The value is true mean कि कोई भी अगर यहाँ पे जाके इसको terminate करने की कोशिश करेगा तो वो नहीं कर सकेगा. I'll show you when we finish this initialization. So now the next thing I can do is I can connect to this server. So first I have to select the server, then go to connect. See here, the connect. And for that the first thing I have to look at is the connection method. I am using a remote desktop protocol, which is the client. So it is by default it already selected. So I will click here, download remote desktop file. So it's going to download on my machine, which I'm using right now. So it's there. I'm going to open it. So I get this message. I will say connect. So it's going to give me this window. But now I'm going to log into this machine as the administrator, and I need a password. So here is saying get password. Click on the password. So now it is asking me, say the following key pair was associated with this instance when it was created, and giving the name of the key. In order to retrieve your password, you will need to specify the path of this key on your local machine. So I'm going to click choose file. So this is the key, remember, and key 2, select this one and open it. So this key has opened, and the next step is click on decrypt password. So when I click there, now I have this password. So see this copy, I'm going to click here to copy, and the next thing is I'm going to provide the password here. I'm using my control V as Victor, control V. I'm going to paste this password. Click OK. You will get this message. Say yes. So this is launching your Windows server in North Virginia. Wow, so it's done. So with this, this is the end of the lab. Thank you very much. I want you to practice after watching this video. I want to have you to have your account with the AWS, and I want you to launch the instance by following the instructions I'm giving in this video. Thank you.